Well, hello, welcome back to Vlogmas. I was going to have a lazy day today, but then I realised I wanted to film some bits. We'll get dressed at some point, but I figured let's just chill. Got my pyjamas on, let's film one of the videos that I was going to film. Let's just do it now whilst I've been getting ready for the day. And you know, I've got my festive PJs on. I asked on Instagram if you guys had any questions, like end of year questions, and yeah, I got quite a few, so let's do a Q&A. I have had quite a few questions, so I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. I'll try to make my answers quite zippy, but let's start with Samantha Stevens 8999. Hi Samantha, you always comment, you're so lovely. The first question is just, how are you? And I'm all right, I'm okay. It's been a weird year. The first half was great. The second half seemed to go a bit downhill with stuff. But I'm doing all right, I'm okay. One day at a time. I've mentioned before in vlogs that I have some things going on in the background, which I may touch upon maybe in the new year. And yeah, we're just dealing with things. We're dealing with things as they come. Some things in life are sent to try us, aren't they? You're going to get good times, you're going to get bad times, and you just have to roll with the punches, don't you? And I'm always try to be quite optimistic, and I am. I try to be happy, and I always try to be like quite happy on here. There are going to be times when I'm sad, and I will document it, but I'm not sad all the time. It's just that sometimes life is hard, as it is for everybody. Some have it so much harder than others, and yeah, I'm all right, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. I'm doing okay. Next question comes from this name, Eve the Escaped Jelly Tot _96. Love that, the Escaped Jelly Tots. Oh, I love jelly tots. So Eve's question is, favourite month this year? I think my favourite month this year was March, because we went on our big holiday, and honestly that was amazing. I loved that holiday so much. We did 3 different places in just under 2 weeks, and we had the best time. So we went to LA, went to Grand Canyon, and then went to Vegas, and oh, it was so good. So good. So yeah, my favourite month of this year was March, when we did our big holiday. And then following on from this question, I've had a question from my friend Royce. If you watched the holiday vlogs from then, you will know that I met up with Royce and his husband Chris, and they are so lovely, and he has asked best vacation of the year. That was our best vacation, and I am looking forward to doing that all again next year. I'll tell you more about that in a minute, because I've had lots of questions asking about holidays for next year. But yeah, we're gonna go back next year. And yeah, that was our best holiday by far. Sharon Walker 4762 has asked, what are you asking Santa for this year? What am I asking Santa for? I haven't really known what I've wanted for Christmas this year, to be honest. There's been a few things that I've said that I've liked, and I think Chris has took them on board. He's very good. He's very in tune with stuff. Mainly because, you know, if I'm in M&S, I'll go, oh, I like that. I like that. So he's quite good. To be fair, he is an amazing gift giver. He's very thoughtful with his presents, and I always like to put a lot of thought into gifts that I get him as well, and also members of my family and friends and things. I will say though, this year we've reined in on gift giving for others. Yeah, it's just, we've just come to some kind of like agreement with loads of our friends that we don't just want to give for the sake of giving. And so we would rather have the gift of time, and so time with each other, spending time with each other. So for instance, you know, Lee and Kylie, we had such a great time when we went to Sheer that we said, let's do something again, let's book something for the new year, let's make that our Christmas present. So the gift of time is what we're giving to a lot of people, like just days out, experiences, just spending quality time with the people that we love and care about. And yeah, but in terms of what I'm after, I mean, I've asked for a bracelet that I quite like, and I've seen a nice bag in M&S, but I don't really want for a lot these days. And do you know what my favourite presents are? The little bits. I like my stocking with my little odds and sods in, just stuff that I'll use, practical stuff. Yeah. Is anybody else the same? Tony Ann, so she is Mrs_Haskins_X on Instagram, Tony. We went out for dinner with her and her husband the other night, and she's asked, best meal of 2024, home or out? Well, other than the meal that we went for, that was really nice. We went to Urban Tandoor. That was lovely. Filmed none of it. The only other place that I can really think of is the Hanger Tree. We went there. I went there back in, I think it was April. I went to a blogger event and I was invited to go and sample the, it was like the spring summer menu. And that was just, the food was just insane. And anyway, they asked if I would like to come and review some of their autumn menu. You would have seen. Honest to God, their food is amazing. It's so nice. If you get their seeded loaf with Marmite butter, oh my goodness. Oh, I've been trying not to eat so much bread for the past few months. I mean, obviously I have been having some bits of bread and trying gluten-free stuff, but I broke my bread ban for that because it's just insane. We've actually booked to go back and have a meal there because the food there, honest to God, it's just the chef's kiss. Oh, this is an interesting question. Fee_Rocket has asked, do you sometimes miss yours and Chris's privacy whilst living with your mum? This is an interesting question because a lot of people ask how we do it, how we live with my mum, how we work as a multi-generational living household. And I don't think it's that rare these days. I know a lot of people that are in that have done that. And you know what? When it comes to privacy, I feel like we're not missing out, to be honest. We make it work. We go away for weekends away if we just want some time away, just out, just the two of us. To be honest, Mum has a very full social life. She is busier than me sometimes. I'm very much a homebody. I do like to go out and about, obviously, and we like to go exploring, going travelling and here, there and everywhere. But I do have my moments where I'm like, oh, I just love being at home. And she's off. She's off out with her friends. She works as well, so it just works. It flows really well. I feel like sometimes, like, we're all together for a lot of the time, and that's lovely. So we'll all, you know, we'll watch the same TV programs together, we eat together, that kind of thing. But then we're also quite separate too. We're very independent. If we go out of a weekend, if we want to go shopping somewhere, if Mum is not busy, sometimes she'll come along with us, and that's fine. But if she's busy, we get our time together. And also, I have a really good relationship with my mum. We both do. Me and Chris both have a great relationship. Chris gets on really well with his mother-in-law, even though he jokes. And it's nice because when Chris is away doing his silly hours in the summertime and at Christmas when he's doing nights, I've got company as well. I like my own company, don't get me wrong. But it is nice to just have somebody else there to talk to. And so I don't feel like we're missing out on anything. I don't feel like our privacy is compromised. We just make it work. Oh, this is a lovely comment from Ali Mac77. Not a question, Emma, just want to say I love you. You're a breath of fresh air. That's so kind. Thank you very much. Sometimes I do think, you know, you get moments where you're like, should I continue with YouTube? I love YouTube, don't get me wrong, I'm not planning on stopping, but there are times when you do get the thoughts where you're like, do people really want to see this stuff? Do people really want a weekly vlog? And are people interested? And so when you get really lovely comments like that, it makes it all worthwhile, so thank you. Me X22 has asked, what crafts are you planning this year for Christmas? I haven't planned any, to be honest. I need to get a wriggle on. I want to do some crafting. I want to do some tablescaping. I love doing things for our Christmas table for Christmas Day. Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. What are other people? What are you guys doing? Have you got any Christmas crafts that you're thinking of doing? I do plan to film today, actually, and you'll see that at some point. It might be the next video, it might be a few days later, but I'm going to do a no-bake video. Just some food crafting, if you like. That could be a craft, can't it? But in terms of other bits, I just haven't got round to it. But I will get my craft on, that's for sure. I mean, we made a Christmas wreath the other day. That's kind of crafting, isn't it? So the same person has also asked, please could you tell us more about your previous music journalist career? It wasn't really a career. It was more work experience and what I wanted to do, but I never pursued it. I feel like that might be a video that I can do next year, because I want to bring back the Tea with E videos next year. So maybe I'll do a little chat about what I wanted to do, what I did, you know, that kind of thing, and how it didn't quite pan out how I expected it to, but things happen, don't they, in life. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to add that to my list. I keep bashing this Christmas tree. I'm going to add that to the list of topics to talk about when I bring back Tea with E. So keep your eyes peeled. I will talk about it in the new year. Actually, following on from that, I've had a question from Charlie986. Would love to know how you became to work with Five the Band and what were they like? Again, I will probably touch on that in another video, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I was really taken care of. The band were nice. There were nicer members than others. I mean, I don't want to spill the tea, but there were a couple of members that were distant, but the rest were just so nice. But bear in mind, I was 17 years old. I was 17 years old, so maybe I viewed things a bit differently than I would do now. But yeah, we'll touch on that in the new year. Just_Jill75 has asked, my favourite memory from this year. My favourite memory, it's going to be travel related, and I've got two actually. The first one, Grand Canyon. Looking out into the Grand Canyon, I can't even put into words to describe, can't talk, to describe how that felt, looking out and just being there. It's like a once in a lifetime. I don't think we'll go back to the Grand Canyon in my lifetime. That was just an incredible moment. And then my other favourite memory is when we went on the Norwegian Fjords cruise and we were docked up at Olden. So we'd been around Olden, we'd had a lovely afternoon, and then when the ship departed, all the people in the houses, well, not all the people, but some of the people in the houses wave and they play music, and we were on our balcony, and I didn't vlog the moment because I was in the moment. I vlogged some of it, but there was a moment when they played, I can't even talk about it, oh my god, they played Time to Say Goodbye. I don't want to cry, I want to keep this a place of happiness, and I'm crying. Okay, let's just get this out without blubbering. But there was a moment when they played Time to Say Goodbye as we left, and everybody's waving. Whenever I hear that song was one of my dad's favourite songs, and we played it at his funeral. If you don't know the song that I'm talking about, it's Time to Say Goodbye by A Solitary Tear by Andrea Bocelli and Sarah Brightman. It's a beautiful song, and it's got it's just got a lot of memories attached to it. And so hearing that, leaving a beautiful place with the most beautiful scenery all around, people waving, I was just so overwhelmed. I was like, oh my goodness. So that is one of my, it's weird to say it's one of my favourite memories because of what I've just told you, but yeah, it was just one of those where you're just in that moment and you're like, whoa. Oh, right, I'm okay now. I promise I'm okay. That was just, I think just thinking about that just, you know, just triggered something to make me get upset, but absolutely fine now. Next question is from Jean Thornbury. Have you ever been to Ireland apart from Dublin? Thank you for sharing so much of your life with us. You're welcome, thank you. We've been to Belfast, so I did a vlog when we went to Belfast. When did we go? Well, Chris was there for work and then I joined him for a weekend, and we went to Giant's Causeway, which was amazing. We went all around the town. Went to the Titanic Museum in Belfast. That was like 5 years ago, pre-COVID, so like 5 years ago, maybe 6. But I loved Belfast, I loved Dublin, would love to go back. So yeah. Joe_X Phillips has asked, highlight and low points of the year. Also, what have you been most consistent at? I feel like I've been most consistent at YouTube. I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's the one hobby that I have stuck to. I'm quite fickle with a lot of hobbies and interests. Sometimes, you know, I try things and then sometimes they don't work out and sometimes they do, but I feel like YouTube has been the one hobby that I've stuck to the most. So I've been most consistent at that. Highlights have been the traveling this year, where we've been, places that we've gone to, people that we've met, the new friends that we've made. Low points have been, I suppose, my health has not been amazing this year, but we're getting to the bottom of, we've got to the bottom of the thyroid and we've got some other stuff. So that's been the low points, but we move, don't we? We carry on, one day at a time. I've had a couple of questions about our Peloton. People have asked, am I still using the Peloton? Molly and underscore and Tuppies_tails has asked, thinking about getting a Peloton, are they worth it? Now I do realise I said when I first got the Peloton I was going to do like a review after however many months, 6 months or something, and I never did that. And the reason that I haven't done it is because I haven't been, I'm talking about consistency, I haven't been consistent with the Peloton. In fact, let's just lay our cards on the table, I've been very lazy with it. I've had some health stuff. It's not an excuse, it's not an excuse. I do need to get my bum back on that bike, and I will. I just haven't been in the right frame of mind. And I know that sounds like a cop-out because the bike is sat downstairs and we pay a subscription for it, and I know I sound ridiculous. I know I sound ridiculous, but I know a lot of people could probably relate to this. You buy a bit of equipment, you buy a treadmill, you buy a bike, you have the best of intentions to do it, and then they just fall by the wayside. You have a bad day at work, you come in, you're tired. I've been so tired lately, what with finding out about the thyroid stuff. Again, not an excuse, but I'm just laying it out there. You get in from work, you don't want to go on the bike, you have to push yourself to do it, you have to have that willpower, and I haven't had it, and I need to bring that back out in myself. And it's one of my goals for next year is to really just hone in and just own it and get back on there and not be such an idiot and just leave it. Our friends have got a Peloton, and that's because they had it and we saw how much they were using it and how much they still use it every day. It really inspired us to get one, and so we got it. And when you get a new toy, you're using it all the time. I loved it, but then life sets in. but I need to make it part of my routine. And so the question that you asked is thinking about getting one, are they worth it? Think about it from a perspective of, do you have the dedication to use it? I did at the beginning and I haven't, but I want to again. So think about it from that point of view. Are you really going to use it? Is it going to be worth it? Think about, you know, the outlay of the bike, the price you have to pay for the bike, the subscription, that kind of thing. When I'm using it, I love it. I do. The classes are just great. They've got all sorts of spin classes you can do. They do stretching exercises, you can do Pilates, you can do it out and about. You've got an app. You can go and do a run and just use it as part of your peloton. But I just haven't taken advantage of that. And so, yeah, like I say, I'm just being open and honest. Some people have asked about it and I've been like, yeah, it's just sat there. It's just been a, you know, it's just been sat there, and I have been lazy, and it's time to stop and to get back on. Am I going to get back on it today? Probably not. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I've got things to do today, but I want to set some intentions and some goals for the new year and bring it into my life, make it part of routine. That's the key, I think. Make it part of your day. Okay, right, I am going to wrap this up for this video, and I'm going to wrap it up with the many questions of people asking, what holidays are we doing next year? Honestly, I had so many. Any travel plans for the new year? Any holiday plans for next year? Travel plans for next year? Are you thinking of going abroad next year? Any holiday plans? Honestly, loads. And I will tell you what we're doing next year. We are going back to LA next year. So we're doing that in April. So we've got 2 weeks. I'm so excited. We're seeing the other side of LA because we enjoyed it so much. We want to explore more. We want to explore the beaches. We want to spend some time with our friends, with Royce and Chris and Lynn and Jonathan, and yeah, we want to spend some time with them. We're going to go back to Disney, but we're going to do longer there. So we only had 2 days there last time, so we want to do 4 days in Disney. We want to go to Universal this time. We might go to the Paramount Studios, that's on the list. Chris wants to do one of those star tours, you know, where you go in a big coach and you go around and look at famous people's houses. So he wants to do that. So yeah, really looking forward to that. We also plan to go on another cruise next year, but that'll be later. We haven't booked it yet, but we're thinking maybe like a med cruise for a week, maybe 2 weeks. So that's on the cards. And also we want to have some weekends away. We want to do some city breaks next year, and also weekends away in this country, because there's so much in the UK to see and do and visit, some really beautiful places. So that's on the plan. That's the plan next year. Lots of travel next year, which I'm looking forward to as always. Where are you guys going on holiday? I'd love to know where other people are going, so let me know in the comments your holiday plans for this year, and just for some inspiration really. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I apologise I got a little bit tearful, but you know. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in another video in a couple of days. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh, thank you as well for all the questions. I'm sorry if I didn't get to yours. I'll do another Q&A at some point, but thank you for all the questions. Anyway, right.